Yes, dear students, now we are going to enter into the element phosphorus next to nitrogen in nitrogen family. What are the important ores of phosphorus? Phosphorus is mostly obtained from phosphate salts, which are available in the form of fluorapatite, chlorapatite, hydroxyapatite. What are they? They are mixture of calcium phosphate, calcium fluoride, calcium phosphate, calcium chloride, and calcium phosphate, calcium hydroxide. Ca3PO4 twice, calcium valency 3, valency 2, phosphate 3, therefore Ca3PO4 twice. 3 parts and 1 part calcium fluoride. 3 part calcium phosphate, 1 part calcium chloride. 3 part calcium phosphate and 1 part calcium hydroxide. So in short, the molecular formula may be Ca3, 3Ca3, Ca9, PO4, 2 into 3, 6, CaF2. So totally it comes to Ca10, phosphate 6 and F2. Am I correct? Ca9 plus 1, 10, phosphate 6, fluor. If we simplify, it will come to Ca5, PO4 thrice, F. So in short, it may be given like this. Likewise, for the next compound, Ca5, PO4 thrice, Cl. And for the next compound, Ca5, PO4 thrice, OH. So the general molecular formula for fluorapatite, chlorapatite, and hydroxyapatite may be like this. And phosphorus is the 11th most abundant element in the earth crust. And it exists in various allotropic forms. Now we are going to see the allotropic forms of phosphorus. What are they? It exists as white phosphorus, may be referred as yellow phosphorus also. White phosphorus. And then red phosphorus, black phosphorus, apart from that we also have scarlet phosphorus and violet phosphorus. These two are more important. Third one also we can add with along with this, and apart from that we have scarlet phosphorus, and then violet phosphorus. So these are the various allotropic forms of phosphorus. All right. Now let us discuss about white phosphorus, red phosphorus, and black phosphorus. White phosphorus is colorless. Therefore it is referred as white. But it becomes yellow. White phosphorus become yellow due to the conversion of white phosphorus into red phosphorus. Due to the formation of a layer of red phosphorus on the surface of white phosphorus, it becomes yellow due to the formation of red phosphorus over white phosphorus. That is, a layer is formed. It is because of that it becomes yellow. It is referred as yellow phosphorus. All right. White phosphorus is referred as yellow phosphorus because it forms a layer of red phosphorus over that. And then it is said to be, it is poisonous, more poisonous. Other phosphorus are not that much poisonous, but white phosphorus is so much poisonous. It has garlic smell. All right. Since it seems to be more important, we are talking more about this. It glows even in dark because it gets oxidized easily to become oxide of phosphorus. So it glows in dark. Why? Due to its oxidation. due to the oxidation. It gets oxidized. And this process is known as phosphorescence. So the process of phosphorescence occurs with white phosphorus, not with red phosphorus. All right. The ignition temperature is low. So it spontaneously ignites at room temperature. As I said, it glows in dark due to oxidation. So when it gets oxidized, even at room temperature, it becomes phosphorus pentoxide. So ignition temperature low. Ignition temperature low. And therefore what is happening? It gets oxidized to P2O5. It becomes phosphorus pentoxide. Usually we say P4O10. So spontaneous combustion. Since ignition temperature is low, it oxidized, it burns spontaneously oxidized, spontaneously burns, likewise we can say, to give phosphorus pentoxide. And these are all the important features of white phosphorus. What are the things we have seen? It is colorless. Due to the formation of red phosphorus on the surface, it becomes slightly yellow, and we call it as yellow phosphorus. It is poisonous, has garlic smell. It glows in dark due to oxidation. Yellow phosphorus or white phosphorus undergoes oxidation, and that is known as phosphorescence. Since the ignition temperature is low, it spontaneously gets oxidized to give phosphorus pentoxide. So these are all the things under white phosphorus you have to see. And what about red phosphorus? White phosphorus can be converted to red phosphorus. White phosphorus can be converted to red phosphorus when it is heated to about 420 degrees Celsius. 420 degrees Celsius. In the absence of air. In the absence of air, it becomes red phosphorus. When white phosphorus is heated to 420 degrees, 420, easy to remember, it gets converted into red phosphorus. It is not poisonous. It is not poisonous. It does not glow in dark, and it does not show phosphorescence. All right? It is not poisonous. Does not show phosphorescence. What does it mean? What does it mean? It may not get oxidized in dark. That is the meaning. Only if it is oxidized in dark, it glows, and that glowing process is said to be phosphorescence. And that is not happening. Red phosphorus will not show phosphorescence. It will not glow in dark. It will not get oxidized at room temperature. It is not having lower ignition temperature. The ignition temperature is a little bit higher. All right. So when it is heated, it may get oxidized to give phosphorus pentoxide. Unlike here, I said ignition temperature is low. Here ignition temperature is not low. Ignition temperature is a little bit high. So ignition temperature high. Ignition temperature high. That means only when it is heated at high temperature, it gets oxidized to give phosphorus pentoxide. And then red phosphorus, when boiled in an inert atmosphere, when red phosphorus is boiled in an inert atmosphere, what is happening? It is getting converted into white phosphorus or yellow phosphorus. When heated, we are boiling red phosphorus under inert atmosphere, and it is condensed in water. So condensed in water, in water bath, to get white phosphorus, or so-called yellow phosphorus. This is how red phosphorus can be converted into white phosphorus. So that is about important features on red phosphorus. Here we said few things. It is poisonous, important thing. That is not poisonous. It shows phosphorus, that will not show phosphorus. It glows in dark, that will not glow in dark. The ignition temperature is low, the ignition temperature is high there. So these are all the important differences between white phosphorus and red phosphorus. White phosphorus can be converted by heating, and red phosphorus can be converted by boiling it in an inert atmosphere, as we have seen earlier, and condensed under water. And what about black phosphorus? We are not going to see anything special about only about white phosphorus and red phosphorus we are going to see. Regarding black phosphorus, it is a conductor. It conducts electric current. It has got layered structure. It has got layered structure and conducts electric current. Conducts electric current. So that is the important point we are going to see. Nothing about black phosphorus I am going to specify. Regarding white phosphorus, red phosphorus and black phosphorus structure, white phosphorus, it is bonded with 3 other phosphorus atoms, as in the tetrahedron. This is the structure of P4, white phosphorus. White phosphorus exists like this, discrete molecule. P4. How? A tetrahedral structure can be shown like this. 3 phosphorus center line may be drawn little bit larger, like this. So connect all the phosphorus, that's all. It will give the structure for P4, and it is for white phosphorus. White phosphorus is having discrete P4 structure. We don't have P bond P like nitrogen. In nitrogen we have N triple bond N. And it is not possible here in phosphorus. All are single bonds. In the case of phosphorus, it is single bond, P bond P bond P, everywhere we get, and it exists as a discrete molecule P4. And then if you go for red phosphorus, in red phosphorus, the structure goes slightly different. Saw the same thing, P, P, P. Connection can be made here and not here. All right. Between phosphorus and phosphorus. Phosphorus, I can draw a circle and put P inside. P, P, phosphorus atom. Phosphorus atom. Here also you can write like this. And then again it will be getting connected. P, P, P. So likewise the linear structure continued to give the bond. This bond is missing. Instead it is bonded with yet another phosphorus. That means around the phosphorus there are 3 bonds. Phosphorus in the outermost energy level has got 5 electrons. Out of 5, 3 are utilized for the formation of bond with the neighboring atoms. 5th electron one lone pair is remaining 3 with all the phosphorus. Likewise here also. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, everywhere only 3 bonds. Here this bond is missing. Instead it is bonded with this neighbor and the bond get continued. P, P, P. Likewise it will go. Alright. This is how the bond goes. That is the structure of red phosphorus. Regarding black phosphorus, it is not mentioned, but it is more or less in the form of a graphite, I can say. Phosphorus, 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 phosphorus. But remember, it should make a bond with 3 other atoms. And next to that, here one phosphorus, it is bonded with, let me draw it at another side. Let me draw here. For black phosphorus. All right. Next one here. Like this it goes. A bond is made here like this. Like a hexagon, the structure get continued. Of course, it is not given in our book. This is how the bond is extended. It is similar to that of graphite structure. So it is a conductor of electric current. It like acts as a semiconductor, like which we said. So with that we complete about the allotropic forms or allotropic modifications of phosphorus, white phosphorus, red phosphorus, black phosphorus. Mainly we were discussing about white phosphorus and red phosphorus, the difference we have noticed. And black phosphorus only about the structure and important property of conduction of electric current we have mentioned. And regarding its structure, it forms only P4 molecule. In white phosphorus, discrete P4, and it is in the red phosphorus, it is connected like this. It is like a sheet arrangement. So that is about important points under phosphorus, allotropic forms of phosphorus. Thank you.